I'm Robert Scoble, and if you have a legal problem, like you need to evict a tenant or you need to take care of a will or do something like that, well, you can go in and pay a lawyer a lot of money, or you can go online and use Rocket Lawyer. And we're going to find out all about Rocket Lawyer right now. Who are you?
Well, I'm Charley Moore. I'm the founder of Rocket Lawyer, and I'm a lawyer myself. I started out practicing technology law, went to Berkeley over here across the bay. We're here in our office in San Francisco. And one of the things that I noticed when I was practicing technology law, some of my clients were companies you might recognize. I worked with Yahoo when they were startup. Literally, I think when I started, the first three employees up through the IPO. And Web TV, some old names that you might remember. Robert, I worked on the team that represented Web TV, and Reel.com, which was one of the first video sites before Netflix. And these companies were tiny, right? And they really hadn't raised a lot of money at that time. And what I noticed was there were a lot of sort of repetitive processes that all the entrepreneurs were going through. Hiring employees, incorporating, and even for their own personal needs, like having an estate plan and stuff like that. So Rocket Lawyer is really created to give people a really simple, easy, and most importantly, affordable and often free way for people to do those basic things, whether it's do their own estate plan, get married, get divorced, start a company, and hire the first few people. You could do all that on Rocket Lawyer, either free or at a fraction of the traditional cost.
You're one of the clearest examples of a company that shouldn't exist if the older companies in the space, in the do-it-yourself law business, had done their job and gotten online, right? Because I remember doing all sorts of legal work with my dad, and we used Nolo Press, and they had all these great books, and you read the book and you fill out the forms, and you do things like kick out evict a tenant or something like that you have to deal with. Why do you exist? Why do
those are all,
why did they miss?
Those are all still great resources. Nolo Press publishes a lot of great books, and I would never encourage anybody not to use those resources. If you're looking for a really easy way to do stuff online, however, I do think that Rocket Lawyer is the best way to do these things online, and maybe the best way to collaborate and share with other people. Sharing and collaboration is a lot of what's really good about the web, and what you really can't do with a book, and you can do it online, and you can broadcast and tell people what you did. So one of the neat things, Robert, that we have is a legal health score. It's a number that from 1 to 100 that everybody who uses Rocket Lawyer will get, and you'll find out, hey, if your legal health score is a 10, you probably don't have a will. You may have a business where you've hired a bunch of people and you don't have them under contract, and you may not have an employee handbook for your business. Stuff like that, just basic, maybe you don't have life insurance.
Yeah.
We'll help you to think through things that are going to reduce your legal risk and save you a lot of money with that legal health score. And then you can tell other people about it and what you can do online. You can make your will, and you can also, your beneficiaries, your kids and people like that, you can share it with them, and so everybody knows what's going on.
How many different forums or use cases do you have? Because you do everything from divorces to DUIs, I think, online.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the range of legal services you can do on Rocket Lawyer.
You know what? Humbly, it's infinite. And so you can really do everything that you need on Rocket Lawyer in one of four ways, as far as your legal life. So you can either do it yourself, and we have thousands of do-it-yourself interviews. These aren't just forms.
Yeah.
You go in and you tell us about yourself and your situation, and then we use technology. We reach into the database and we say, oh, okay, well, Robert's got 3 kids, and Robert owns a home and is making a will.
The bank owns it.
Right, exactly, like most of us. But we would then reach into the database and we come up with the right provision to put into that will that you're creating based on your answers to a few simple questions. So it very much is technology. It's not just legal forms.
It's like TurboTax. You fill out a form.
Real similar, really similar. So if you've used TurboTax, you'll be familiar with Rocket Lawyer. It's a similar experience. some of the folks that built TurboTax, built Google Docs and things like that work here now, and they're building stuff at Rocket Lawyer that feels like, so I think, some of the best things on the web.
That was the first one, right? Do it yourself. What were the other three?
Yeah, so do it yourself. We just talked about that. Do it with me. So one of the really cool things, I think, is we have a network of lawyers nationwide. And if you want to share your work with those lawyers, they'll actually review your document for you online. And in most cases, they'll do it as part of the fee that you pay, for $20 a month for a personal membership, or $40 a month for a business membership. You can actually get documents reviewed by a lawyer. And that's, I think, making, again, access to really high quality legal help more affordable. That's our mission. So that's the second way, do it with me. The third way is do it for me. So if you just want a lawyer in the traditional sense to do stuff for you, we have thousands of lawyers with profiles on Rocket Lawyer for really any legal situation. So you can search for your specific legal need, and you can find a great lawyer who will work with you. Often those lawyers will do that kind of work, completely do it for me. They'll do that at a discount from their normal rates because of our network. And the last way that you can, is just to learn about the law. So number 4 is I just want to learn more. So we literally have hundreds of thousands of pages of help articles. We have videos. We do our own podcasts and blogs and stuff. And lawyers actually blog on Rocket Lawyer too, to provide people with useful information. I mean, being better informed is just always better, isn't it?
Yep.
For a lot of situations, and maybe even the vast majority of situations, you should have a good lawyer by your side. What we're trying to do is make it, yes, for sure, more affordable, more accessible, and more collaborative to work with a lawyer.
Yeah.
The way that people work today. I mean, we have Facebook accounts, we have Twitter accounts. We're used to working with people online and collaborating with them online and using text messages and all that stuff. And so Rocket Lawyer is really given a platform to, for sure, cut down on those costs, but not at the expense of not having a great lawyer by your side.
No, I mean, with a divorce, it's nice to go through and fill out the form, and maybe you agree on community property and alimony and mortgages, but you're disagreeing on child custody, and that's where you're going to need the lawyer to help you.
Yeah.
But all the other stuff, you already agreed on it. You don't need to pay a lawyer to fight that out again.
Yeah.
So, and also by answering it all online, it helps you formulate what you're going to argue about, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do yourself, and you've hit on. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do yourself, and thousands of people get divorced on their own. They're thinking about, how do I mean, really in a divorce context, when you've got kids, you're thinking about the kids, right? And being mature and being an adult. And if what you're talking about is, hey, how do we handle our debts, our mortgage, and how do we handle the child support and child or custody arrangements, maybe you can figure that out on your own. I mean, I blogged about an example a while back where Steve Wynn, who's had a $2 billion fortune, sat down over a weekend and split it 50-50 with his wife, and if they can do an amicable, no-fault divorce that way, I think the majority of us who may not have $2 billion to just separate over a weekend can figure out a way to work together, and we try to give you a platform to do it on.
Yeah. I bet there's a search engine on the homepage to help find different
Yeah,
things, right?
absolutely. There's a search box on it. Actually, there's a search box on every page.
Okay.
Yeah, to make it really simple. What we want you to be able to do is, tell us your situation, and we help you find a resource, a solution for it.
So you can go in there and say, need help with tenant or something like that, or just got arrested, and it'll put you in the right place.
Yeah, these are all common situations, and one of the things that we also give you is privacy. So you may want to come to Rocket Lawyer if you have a legal situation. Take one of our interviews. We have two really cool legal checkups, and so that's for everybody. I really encourage everybody to do that. It's totally free, and you just go in and you tell us, a bit about yourself with our personal legal checkup, and we'll give you some personal legal things to think about. Same thing with a business, and so those legal checkups are another good way to sort of get your bearings and have at least, because a lot of these things are daunting and complicated, and we'll give you a few really simple next steps to get you on your way.
Take me through just doing something simple like a will, because everybody needs a will, right?
So all you do is, go to our homepage, or type Rocket Lawyer into Google and find us, and you go in. You answer, again, a few simple questions. So we're going to say, are you married? Do you have kids? We're going to find out about your property. And then we're going to walk you through really 10 minutes. You can get this thing done if you're prepared. And so in 10 minutes, you can come out and you can have taken the first step toward really reducing a lot of your own personal stress. Because when we don't have a will, especially when you're an adult, it's nagging in the back of your mind, right? I mean, you've thought about it, and probably a lot of people are watching this have thought about it. And if they're like most people, they don't have one, because the majority of Americans don't actually have a will.
Yeah.
And so really in 10 minutes, you can just go through, answer the questions. And then, as I was talking about before, you can do 3 more really interesting things. First, you can share that will with your spouse or your loved ones, your beneficiaries, the people. Child guardianship is a big thing that you're covering in the will, right? So you can share that with important people, maybe your doctor, right? And then the next thing you can do is you'll have a legal calendar. So we'll remind you when it's time to update the will over the course of the year. We'll find out maybe if you have another kid, or you buy another house, or you do different things, get a different job, life insurance.
Win the lottery.
Win the lottery, yeah, exactly. But as different things happen in your life, we'll help you to make sure that you update your will.
Now, are these legally binding documents, or do I have to sign them with a notary, or?
Yeah, good question. Yeah. So every document comes with a Make It Legal tool, and so it's different in different states. In California, when you are completing your will, you'll want to get it witnessed, and so in Tennessee, it may be something different. I'm not a Tennessee lawyer, but for Rocket Lawyer for all 50 states, we'll give you the process that you need to follow to make your document legal, whatever that is.
Do you help me find a notary that's close to me?
Yeah, so we have a Find a Notary feature in the site. We also help you to find a lawyer if you need one, if you want to get that document reviewed by a lawyer. So all of those things, in fact, most of the action at Rocket Lawyer actually happens after you make that document, and that's a big difference between using Rocket Lawyer and maybe just downloading a form or something like that. We really want to have a relationship with you for your lifetime. So we make it really simple to do that first document or get through that first legal situation, but then we want to help you prevent the next one, make the next one easier, be more proactive, and that's what we do.
Do you use the database then to fill out the forms automatically with data, so you don't ask me my name?
Yeah, NED2, never enter data twice. So that's right. As we get to know you better, we make it a lot faster, a lot simpler, a lot easier to do those second, third, and fourth things.
Does the system help figure out the costs involved that you're going to have to pay over the court case or whatnot? So you sort of have a sense, this is going to cost me $12,000 to defend, or
right?
Or do you do any of that, or?
A lot of the lawyers, I think we're actually leading the way in some instances where lawyers are actually publishing their hourly rates on the site. Yeah. So you mentioned search. When you search in our lawyer directory, you'll see in our lawyer profiles, you'll see lots of those lawyer profiles. They're actually posting their hourly rates. And many lawyers are now doing more and more things on a flat fee basis. And you can search for a lawyer if you want to work on a flat fee basis. You can search for a lawyer who will work with you that way. Yeah. And I will mention one more time that our Rocket Lawyer legal plans will give you an affordable way for a low monthly fee to have a lawyer on call when you need one.
You're U.S. based, or are you worldwide based now? You're only covering U.S. territory, right?
We have customers all over the world that are doing U.S. legal documents and U.S. Legal matters. But U.S. is a big part of the world economy, so pretty much everybody doing business at some point is going to need a service like that for U.S. legal matters.
Yeah. Do you, if you get, like, I'm going to Amsterdam tomorrow, and if I get in trouble in Amsterdam, do you help me deal with that too, or you just have?
I'll just put it this way: anytime you need a lawyer, just go to Rocket Lawyer.
Okay. Cool. Tell me a little bit about the technology here, because it's it's not like Nolo Press was just printing ink on paper. You're doing some pretty crazy stuff with databases, right?
By taking this to the cloud, we've really helped maybe take the law into the next generation, and so everything here is in the cloud. All you need is a browser. You can use Rocket Lawyer on your phone. You can use Rocket Lawyer on your iPad. You can use Rocket Lawyer anywhere you can access the internet, and everything that you do is there, because again, it's all browser technology. Now you can be in Starbucks, you can pull out your iPad and you can sign things. You don't need any paper whatsoever to do pretty much all the business stuff that we do. You really don't need paper. And then you have a record of it, you can e-sign it. And so as far as technology, you know, it's what you would expect. Our team here, we're veterans from Google and eBay and companies like that, StubHub and those types of companies. So we're using a lot of open source technology, making it really easy to work in a browser.
Very cool. How old is the company?
So Rocket Lawyer launched in 2007.
And already you have 52 employees, something like that?
Yeah.
Tell me about the growth of the company, because it's pretty crazy.
I'm really proud of what our team has been able to accomplish. Like I said, we have a really cool team here, people who have worked
how
at
many
these other
visitors a
places.
month?
Yeah, so you know, between 1.5 million and 2 million people use the site every month, and we're proud of that.
It's awesome.
Thank
for
you.
just a few years. How are you guys funded?
Our first investor was LexisNexis, and they're still an investor in the company. They're a big legal information company, and we've been really pleased with our partnership. We work together on their lawyers.com site, for example, where you can also get do-it-yourself services now. And so LexisNexis was our first investor. We also have a venture investor as well.
Very cool. Where do we learn more about it?
Rocketlawyer.com.
And are you guys on Twitter or Facebook?
We are, yeah. Our Facebook page is Facebook/Rocket Lawyer, and same thing with Twitter, just Twitter/Rocket Lawyer. And I'll put a plug in. I love talking to our customers, learning about some of their situations, and I have my own podcast and blog at legallyeasy.com.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's good talking to you, Robert.